Hi everybody, this is Wes Moore, your instructor for promotional strategies. I'd like to welcome you to this fourth session entitled Budgets and Planning. Now this session is going to be relatively short. I'm not going to go into a lot of the details that maybe a textbook would go into about the planning process or the budget process. Really what I want to do is I want to hit two really big points when it comes to budgets and planning from a very, very big picture perspective. So let's get into that now. First, let's talk about planning. Let's take a big picture look at planning. First of all, let's step back now and see where we are in the course so far and the things that we've talked about in the first three sessions. We talked about in session one the importance of value creation. We said that basically business is really all about the creation of value. If you don't create value, sales figures and locations and all of that doesn't really make any difference. And we said that one of the most important ways of creating value is to look at the problems your customers are having and finding a way to augment your value to fix those problems. And then in session three, we talked about identifying the target customers who would want to take advantage of the value that you are creating in your business. All of these activities drive the need for other activities. In other words, these three steps here have a lot of smaller steps in them, and they're going to cause you to have to do even more than just these three things. You're going to have to research your markets. You're going to have to identify customer problems. You're going to have to brainstorm solutions. You may need to change your company processes or its offerings in order to meet the problems that you find and the openings that you see in the market. And so I want you to step back as we talk about planning first. And I want you to answer this question or think about this question. What do all of these steps here and all their sub-steps require of managers and owners within a business? What is it that they require? Don't they all require time? If you're going to do all of these things, if you're going to investigate the problems and try to create value and change your internal processes and identify your target customers, isn't that going to take you a lot of time? It will. As you can see, there are many important steps that lead us up to this session now. And the worst decision that you can make as a manager or as an owner or as a marketer is to jump right in and start running ads without doing the necessary preparation. For success, a great deal of planning and research must be done. There's a lot of hard work to do before you get to the point where you're ready to really start looking at an ad. Where are you going to put it up? What are you going to say? Is it going to be video? Is it going to be text? Whatever it is. There's a lot of work to be done. And successful campaigns require management to invest time and energy and money into this preliminary preparation stage. But many business owners are dissatisfied with the performance of their ads because they have not put in the work to give them the best possibility of success. They want to cut this preparation short and just get the ad out there. But if you want your business to grow and really be successful, you can't cut corners on preparation. And that's the first lesson in today's session. Put in the work beforehand. If you're a business owner or if you start your own business, you're going to have so many things to do that you're simply going to try and push off all of these preliminary steps. But you can't do that if you want it to really be successful. So really the only point I have to make today on planning is to put in the work. Now, let's talk about budgets for a moment. Again, we're going to hit the big picture here. We're not going to get into the granular detail or too much of it. I want to focus on the big picture by saying this. You must invest in marketing. You must invest in marketing. We're talking about budgeting here. We're talking about money, putting money out there that you're going to spend on this ad and promotional campaign, which is just a small part of your overall marketing campaign, your overall marketing process. Money must be spent. You can minimize costs. You can find ways to keep your ad costs down and all of that. but you can't put in $0 and expect to get millions on the backside. Budget items. Let's talk about some budget items that you need that maybe you haven't considered fully. First of all, planning and strategy development. If you're going to develop this plan, you're going to do this research, you're going to identify holes in the market and change product offerings and processes and so on, then you have to have money in there for your staff to focus on this, to pay them to do these things. You also have to be willing to hire new staff if you need it, or sub it out. Pay someone else to provide that value for you as you do your marketing research and prepare your marketing plan and your ad and promotional plan. You have to be willing to do that. You also need to develop your marketing communications instruments. You need to invest in graphics and text and copy. You can't just put something out there that doesn't look good, and that costs money. You have to pay people to design those things, and then you have to go through trial and error and invest the time and the money to get those things right, and that's going to take some investment on your part, and it's something that needs to be budgeted. And then finally, you need to budget enough money to reach your target market. Whatever ad campaign you decide on, whatever instruments you choose, whether it's online ads or billboards or whatever, you have to put the money into it so that you can get to your audience. If you want to have 1,000 new customers, you can't spend $200 on Facebook ads and expect that you're going to get to and bring in 1,000 new customers. You have to look at your spending on your ad campaign and your promotional campaign and marketing campaign as an investment, just like you would in a new building. The thing about physical investments, things that you can see those when they're done, but you can't always see an ad spend. Where does that go? What is the response to that? But you have to change your mindset so that you invest and you see it as an investment and not just as an expenditure. Now that's really all I have to say about budgeting and planning. I want to make sure to hit the big picture stuff. In our next session, we're going to talk about some more elements that have to do with the actual strategy and get into more of the details of building that ad and promotional strategy as you move forward. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you again for our next session.